Hey guys, this is Shane Butehorn with Springwater Capital. Hey, I wanted to quickly send you out a new update. There's a bunch of information that has come out as of last week that's going to have an important impact on any potential buyers and sellers you may have. I want to show you how to educate those potential buyers and sellers of upcoming changes and how it'll impact them. And I've done that using our cost of waiting tool that I make available to you. It's important for potential buyers and sellers to be aware of the changes that the Treasury is proposing and how it could affect them. I've included the link here so that you can go through and look at this on your own time to see this. But basically what it is the three different solutions that the Treasury is recommending to eventually eliminate Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, two things are guaranteed in all three of these proposals. The first is that interest rates will need to rise even more than they already have. Since November of 2010, interest rates have already gone up 1%. Now, that may not seem like much, but this presentation will show what that means to a payment. I've included this chart. You can see this goes through today and went back through November. This is our Fannie Mae 4.5% coupon. This is what we use to track the direction interest rates are going. And a lot of people read this backwards when they first see it. Down is not good. Down, this is tracking the yields of that bond. So we actually want it going up. We want those yields going up. When it goes down, interest rates go up. So you can see in November we were just over 104.5, and now we're just over 100.5. That big drop of almost 400 basis points just since November is why interest rates have gone up by 1%. Now, the second change the Treasury is recommending is that the cost to obtain a mortgage must also go up. Now, we know how this will work. It's pretty simple. If those costs go up, they're always passed along to the potential buyers. If a cost is passed to a buyer, it's going to become more expensive, thus making it more difficult to get buyers qualified. One of the proposed changes that they are speaking about is also increasing the amount needed for a down payment. If you've spoken with buyers and have had a hard time having them come up with a down payment, then you know that this could be a devastating change. So it's time to get people off the fence and possibly educate them of these changes so we can make the move now. The cost of waiting tool I'm about to go through with you is going to show you an example I've put together of how these upcoming changes could impact your potential buyers. What I've done, this is based off a list price of $200,000. If we've got a buyer that's currently renting for $1,100 a month, and they went to buy today at $200,000, this is based off an interest rate of 5%, their payment would be $1,425. Now, the net payment is actually $910 because we've got $287 out of each month that becomes a tax benefit and $228 that actually gets paid towards the principal. Now, what I want to look at is if we were to wait 6 months. The report in Utah is that housing prices will drop by another 10% this year. So I've factored that into this column. Instead of $200,000, this column is going to be based off a 10% drop, so $180,000. Interest rates went up 1% over 4 months. We know that they want to continue to rise, so I've factored in another 1% here. So instead of 5% that I used here, this is going to be based off of 6%. So you can see the payment is $1,415. It's actually $10 less than the payment if we bought today. But look at your net monthly payment. And this is why I'm going to show you what's going to happen in the future as well. Your net monthly payment is actually $36 more expensive than buying today. And you may say, well, Shane, how's that possible? If my payment is actually cheaper by $10 if I were to wait, why is it going to cost me more net? Well, the cost is in this number right here, the amount going to principal. You can see that's a $58 difference. What's happening here, if we wait and those interest rates go up, we're giving more money to the big banks and less money is going back to pay off your own personal debt. So over the cost of time, this is going to cost you more and you're going to lose in the transaction versus buying right now. This chart makes it a little easier to understand. Again, we're comparing payments. I'm not accounting for any additional added costs yet. We said the costs are going to go up, but we don't know, so I'm not accounting for that yet. What we have, rent at $1,100 a month currently, or if we were to buy, $910 as our net payment. If we were to wait 6 months, allow prices to go down and allow rates to go up, a net payment of $946, so it's actually higher. Let's take a look 5 years out. This is why I said you're going to see how you lose by waiting. Renting, you always lose. You're now down $70,081. Had we bought today, we're at $15,525. That's now been paid to our principal. If we wait 6 months, we've only paid $11,877 towards principal. So we're down $4,000 less than buying today. That's in 5 years. Let's look at 15 years. 15 years, if we're renting, we've now spent $245,506. And for those of you that are renting, if you wonder what kind of a house $245,000 will buy you, ask your realtor to show you some of the homes that are available at $245,000. There's a lot of very nice homes available. And this is just 15 years down the road. That's how much you would have spent in rent. You would have had $61,000 now paid off of towards the house by buying right now. And again, if you wait just 6 months, look at the difference. Waiting 6 months is now going to cost you, or you would have spent $49,506, pardon me, not spent, but paid towards principal, which is about $12,000 difference between right now and in 6 months. So that 6 months could cost you another $12,000. Now I make this tool available for everybody so that we can accurately show anybody's personal scenarios. Like I said, this is an example, but I do want to be able to run the numbers for each of you and your clients so that we can remove doubt from their transactions. Here's how I come up with the math. I like to be able to show it so you can see where this is coming from. Again, here's my today's price, so $200,000 at 5%. I'm figuring 5% as a down payment, which is $10,000, and 3% for closing costs, so $6,000. Now here you have, if we wait 6 months, $180,000. 6% is the interest rate. Again, 5% for the down payment, which is $9,000. $6,000 for the closing costs. So I haven't inflated my costs, but what was the second thing I said the Treasury wants to do? They want to increase the costs of getting a mortgage. So we know that it's going to either be through the down payment or it's going to be through the fees, or it could be a combination of both. But in this example, that's not factored in. Once it does, the numbers are going to change even more. But let's take a look just again 5 years out. You would have had now paid $85,000 in payments, but once you remove how much goes to principal and your tax benefits, your true cost is $53,237 versus the $55,512 by waiting, or of course renting and throwing it all out the window at $70,000. Your total equity is $57,380 versus the $49,546. So you've got an additional, in 5 years, an additional roughly $8,000 in equity versus waiting. You go 15 years out and the math is the same. It just gets bigger because more time has passed. Again, you've spent $245,000 in rent, or to be a homeowner, you would have spent $140,000, so roughly $100,000 less by buying right now versus renting. Or if we wait the 6 months, it's cost us $149,636 versus the $140,265. So it's running you $9,000 more. And look at the equity difference. There's about a $35,000 difference in equity. So let our financial strategies help give your clients a reason to celebrate. I felt like this one was really important and wanted to get it out to you right away. I've also tried to put it together in a manner in which you could share it with your clients and they can watch it as well. We're the mortgage team that's dedicated to helping you in 2011. Contact me today to discuss yours or your client's scenarios, and I can put the same type of presentation together on your individual scenario and get it out to you so that you can see it. My phone number is 801-649-4099. You can email me at sbutehorn@xmission.com. Again, my name is Shane Butehorn. I appreciate your time this afternoon. You guys have a great week.